right, we have noise versus engineering the future. So this board state is about to get ridiculous. I have with me commentating once again is Andrew. What do you think of this matchup, Andrew?
Okay, so I think there's going to be a lot of cards on the left side. I think there's going to be a lot of cards on the right side. I think you guys are going to run out of table space, and it's going to get real nasty.
It's going to get real dirty. We have a mulligan from Noise. So this is Tim playing Noise on the right, and I'm playing on the left side of the screen as Engineering the Future.
2 core IDs.
This engineering... Yep, 2 core IDs. What do you know?
What do you know?
Yeah, the thing I like best about ETF is that when you install a card for the first time on a turn, you get a credit.
Yeah, it's a simple idea, but wow, does it work?
Yeah. So there's a start with 10 credits. So it's 10 credits and 2 ice on the table. That's not a bad start.
Pretty good.
Noise here, drawing a card. So he draws into Virus Breeding Ground. It looks like he has a Sure Gamble. Trying to see the other cards in his hand here. But we are off. Yeah, so the board state's going to get pretty silly pretty quick. So just forgive us as we try desperately to keep up with everything that's going on. And these 2 players are playing pretty fast, too.
Go.
So that's a Sure Gamble into a Dirty Laundry and a Virus Breeding Ground. So do you want to remind everyone what Virus Breeding Ground does, Andrew?
It's install, click to win. However, what it does is it generates virus tokens at the start of each turn, and you can spend a click to move 1 to a virus with at least 1 virus. Is that correct?
Yeah, that sounds right. And so what that really means is that you're going to eventually install Hive Mind and start ferrying tokens from Virus Breeding Grounds to Hive Minds. And so that was a hedge fund, another hedge fund, into another install for another credit, into another install. And he's going on to R&D for first click here. I believe this was first click.
Architect, classic.
Yeah, so this is going to run. Architect, look at the top 5 cards of R&D and install 1 for free. And then install something from HQ or your archives. So installing something there gives me my ETF credit. Why not? And my guess is that's a campaign. That is very likely an Eve campaign or an Adonis campaign.
Ooh, pop up. Spice.
And I think I just installed my only card into that remote server. That's exactly what just happened. Okay, so he's running on the remote. And that is a Next Silver? Yeah, I think that's Next Silver.
It's the barrier one.
Yeah, that looks all silvery. And he puts down another Dirty Laundry. I love how this game is just like exploding already.
Credits,
There's so much stuff going on.
And remembering things at the start of turns. It's nuts.
Ooh.
Double.
2 Adonis campaigns, double Adonis.
Double sex bots, baby.
The robot sexy time party is online, and they have friends with him this time.
Yeah, it's ready to go.
And that is very likely an Ash or a SanSan down in that remote. So this is a HB deck that's a bit of a hybrid, bit of a trying to do everything a little bit. So it does have 2 SanSans. I use them a little bit unusually. Like I for whatever reason, I don't usually like to just score out of Vitruvius with it. It doesn't seem that great. So I'll often put down a card and advance it, and then like they kind of think it's an NAPD and don't run, and then I score at a 5-3.
There you go. It's a happy surprise.
That's the kind of thing I like to do with it. I like to play with the numbers with that SanSan, and then if I can score out a Vitruvius for free sometime down the line, I'll go for it.
That is looking especially spicy playing against Noise, because you'll have Archive Memories, Jackson Howard, plus a possible over advanced Vitruvius to get things that were milled, which is very nice.
Yes, this deck doesn't have Archive Memories.
Oh, okay, all right. Just ignore that HB card, and let's keep on moving.
No, another one I ignored was that Biotic Labor.
Oh, wow.
Well, once... So I was playing an NEH deck around Worlds, and it had a Biotic Labor in there. And so once you're using Biotic Labor to score an Astroscript, using Biotic Labor to score an ABT or Vitruvius just doesn't sound that good.
Who wants agenda points?
It just... No. So instead, I just kind of shift my focus to just scoring the cards out of the remotes directly rather than trying to fast advance them. And I've been really happy with how that's going. So he puts down Progenitor, and please pardon the sirens.
Yeah, it's the police coming to arrest you for not playing Biotic Labor or Archive Memories.
Don't worry about that. No, they don't know about that yet. We're not going to tell them. And he puts down a self-modifying code. That's a really interesting splash and noise. I don't see that usually. What do you think that tells you as a runner here?
He absolutely,
or as
he
a corp,
is absolutely rushing for a program. I mean,
like, so I see Progenitor, I see Virus Breeding Ground. Like, Hive Mind
exactly,
is for certain.
It's got to be.
The self-modifying code is, like, once Hive Mind is ready to go, he can just go literally get anything he wants mid-run. So that could be a very scary medium. Another thing to think about is something like Chicana. So if you are trying to fast advance, you have to be careful about that. Chicana, of course, increasing the advancement cost. It looks like he's just letting the Adonis campaigns continue to pay off, focus on his economy instead.
I think he wants to get a solid start before trying to mess with anything.
Yeah.
And especially if he is doing kind of Chicana stuff, he really needs those combo pieces early for it to be effective. And so he's going to be focusing on that.
Right. He probably doesn't want to like have all his Hive Minds and Virus Breeding Grounds and everything result in a Chicana when I'm already at 6 points. He wants that Chicana to come into play sooner during the game. Yeah. Just to repeat exactly what you said.
Mm-hmm. If you say it twice, it's got to be true.
Because who would bother saying it twice? All right, I don't even know what's going on right here, but people are thinking about stuff. It's Netrunner.
Classic Netrunner.
All right, so drawing cards, yeah. All right, just gonna go ahead and take 6 credit to start a turn. Those campaigns, oh, I love them. And ETF, they're so great too because it's not clicks you're spending installing stuff, or it's not like, I don't know, comparing it to Melange is interesting, right? Because the Melange, you're not taking advantage of your ID ability to install stuff. So those free up all your time to install all sorts of stuff and get your ID ability while still giving you money.
That's great.
All that being said, there is still totally one Melange in the deck because I love that card.
That's the ultimate spice, the neutral spice that no one sees coming.
Yeah.
It's just a Jackson Howard.
Well, there's a lot of... the way this remote play ends up working is like you'll put about 3 ice down and then you'll start putting cards in remote and like there's a lot of upgrades and you're not sure when the agenda's in there and you can only really run it once effectively. Yeah. So you kind of have to guess. And then so like putting the Melange down there and they get to the bottom and then they see the Melange and they're just very sad.
Yeah, there was a very interesting HB ETF deck that came out of Chicago, out of one of the store championships or one of the tournaments there that was essentially just installing assets and upgrades like one at a time just to force the runner to spend, a ton of credits over and over again, and they'd second-guess themselves, and then they wouldn't end up running, and a Melange would fire, or an agenda would be scored, or a Jackson, or et cetera, et cetera. And it's a very cool idea.
Right. So I think the end of the Corp turn there was to maybe install the Jackson, but it used a Jackson, because I think did Noise install a Virus yet? I feel like there might have been a mill that hit something important.
I don't think he has, because Progenitor isn't. And that's the only thing that's on the board.
Huh. Okay. Well, I guess I just used Jackson. I missed what happened, but the Jackson Howard got used, and I think the Jackson Howard got used proactively because he had enough to put down a surprise Hades shard. Sure. So, game balance,
cards, abilities, windows.
Cards. Yeah, I don't quite understand why that all happened, but I think there was a good reason. And that scoring remote is starting to look pretty good. I probably have something like a code gate stacked up in front of it.
Just to get different ice types.
Yeah, with an SMC down, you want to make it hard. Corpus in at 19. The runner's at 10 right now. Looks like he's going to spend about 5 of those credits, or he's threatening to spend 5 of them.
He's looking to grab something with that SMC. It's looking like...
I think a very good high-level play is to just kind of mess around with your money denominations, make a pile of 3, make a pile of 7. Like, really don't let the other player know what you're thinking about.
And if you just occasionally drop just like, okay, it would be 16 to Scorch, and you don't run it, it just makes the runner terrified. It's a really good strategy.
You just start saying numbers like scorched earth. How much is scorched earth? Is it 4? Oh, it's only 3.
Oh,
okay.
man, that's so much. This is going to happen next turn. All right, install. Exactly. All right.
So he drops another SMC. He's using SMC. You called that one immediately. And there's the Hive Mind. So that's a virus mill. Yeah. Looked like that was in ice, I believe. Yeah. And then I think he is moving 1 or 2 virus counters onto it. Yeah, so he has 3 counters on that because it starts with 1 and you move 2 virus breeding grounds down. The Adonis campaigns are done. I do have a couple agendas in hand.
That's what I was thinking. So you're probably going to want to move and shake on those pretty soon.
Yep. Get those taken care of. And so that upgrade is either, I mean, it could be, I have 1 Cyberdex, but it's very likely an Ash or a SanSan.
If that was SanSan, I would have just res drop body slam. Ooh.
No, that's not how
I know you don't.
That's not how I do it.
I'm giving my input.
No, that would be not a great play because he has the SMC, so he could go get the Chicana. All right. So I think I do install. I think I install the Eve campaign in that new remote, and then I probably install the Vitruvius in that existing remote. I know that I was very aware that Chicana Hive Mind is a thing, and so I was really playing into that during these noise games. Right. You don't want to be stuck in an awkward position. The thing about that, though, is like if he gets the Chicana down right now, or if I tried to fast finance and he put the Chicana down, the thing I don't understand is what does he do? You know, like because he's used an SMC to get Chicana and he has Hive Mind Chicana out, but no breakers. Yeah. So how do you get into the remote? That's the part I haven't really figured out yet with these Chicana decks.
Yeah, I think usually it's a Crypsis type of deal where you fetch it, install it, you get a mill, you can move virus tokens to it, and then go. But I don't know.
I see. Yeah, I guess that's not a bad point because you can use the Hive Mind virus tokens on Crypsis to just get into the server, and then you don't really need them for the Chicana at that point. Okay, that does make sense.
A lot of thinking going on here. I don't like it. Wow. 3 deep.
Yeah, no. So now there's an Ash and an Adonis and another Ice. Why not?
Going all in.
And the Eve campaign's going, and I'm sitting at 22 credits. I love this ETF deck. This deck is so good.
I like it.
It's so fun too. It's very minimal. Like it's not really trying to do anything fancy, but what it does really well.
Yeah, I know for a while I played a Foundry deck that ran the campaigns and encryption protocols, and it was just hilarious because the runners were spending so much money, and I just kept like install, fetch, install, and it was really fun to play. I really liked that deck.
Oh my god, he just played 2 sure games.
Jesus, money war.
And I have to worry that he's building up for medium daycare because, yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
You found it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going into that remote, but I sure am taking my time on it. Oh, I just purged.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I was worried about the medium. So that Progenitor defends 1 virus counter, keeps 1 virus counter on the Hive Mind. It also takes up the memory of the Hive Mind, right? Like
Progenitor is 0, and the program that you host.
It hosts it, right? It hosts it. Yeah, the hosted program does not count for memory, so... Yeah. Progenitor, I'm not sure if Progenitor really will see a lot of play outside of Hive Mind, but it's certainly great for Hive Mind.
Most definitely. There's the Jin.
Okay, he's self-modifying for a Jin.
Yeah, he's getting tight on memory-ish, so he's gonna need it.
And he's just gonna use Jin's ability for his first click to go get something.
Oh.
Not sure
Yeah,
what
I
he's
can't
doing
really-
here. He was looking at
Yeah,
an
that's
imp,
what I
but-
thought it was, but I'd be really surprised by that. So,
Okay, that's deep
oh,
thought.
Man. Whoa. Whoa. That was deep in the jank bank.
That
Forgot about that one.
was that a was that a and he's moving 2 counters on the hive mind, I believe.
Yeah.
I think that's just
yeah,
what
that's
happened.
right. And then he installed.
And so deep thought is a virus, and if it has 3 virus counters on it, which it now does through Hivemind, at the start of the runner's turn, they see the top card of R&D. Is
That's
that correct? Yeah. So they see the top card of R&D. The Corp does not. And that was good. I just drew an agenda, so he's not going to see that one.
Yeah, I think it's time to...
Okay. So here is the SanSan
There
res.
we go.
Oh, I think I know what's going on here. What the hell is going on in that
I'm
remote?
confused right now. Are you going to score?
Okay, so I'm using the Jackson Howard. So I probably should have done that first, but whatever. It doesn't really matter, I guess. Yeah. So face down. And, Noise is happy that I'm using these Jackson Howards because...
It's only going to get worse.
He hasn't even... Yeah, he hasn't even really... He's only milled 2 cards, I think, so far, but he could really just explode on the mills.
Yeah, it's been 2.
Yeah. So he's certainly happy to see this happening. And I'm using Jackson Howard here because I need to make space to put an agenda down. And he still has an SMC on the table, so he can get a Chicana out.
Can. And he has the money to do so.
So I'm intentionally moving. Oh no!
There we go.
Yeah, just an ABT. Okay, I thought I was going to put the NAPD down. I'm trying to decide if I want to run it. Oh my god, I do.
Bold play. I love it. ABT run. So exciting. This is that Cortec jank. Oh, I'm very excited that one
Wait,
off.
I'm trying to figure out why I ran that. Oh, there's the 3rd Jackson's on the table.
Oh, okay. Oh, is that behind the Eve
underneath
campaign?
the Eve campaign?
Okay.
Yeah, there's another remote underneath the Eve campaign, like a run out of space, like you so wisely predicted. And so yeah, I'm almost certain because I don't usually do this unless I'm totally desperate. And I'm not desperate right now.
And you probably thought he can still do
think
that medium play. Well, no, he has nothing on virus breeding, so yeah.
Ooh.
There we go. That's a
Oh,
steep.
that is Ichi
Yeah,
too.
that's steep.
And that gives me an ETF credit. Oh no, I already got the
it,
ETF
yeah.
credit from the install.
Just take credits.
Oh
it's
my
fine.
god.
Oh, wow.
And then that's next bronze, so that buffs the next silver.
That's nice.
And he's going to see the top card, which he sees a pop-up. Yeah, that was a good... That was a really good EBT.
Yeah, that was really nice. The Ichi 2 was worth it alone.
Yeah. It was tempting to put that Ichi on the remote, but I have him locked out of the remote right now, effectively. So that would have just been overkill. Might as well shore up the defenses here on Centrals. I think an agenda also was part of that ABT, so that could be bad.
Yeah, he'll have to... That's probably okay, though, because he's going to want to Parasite to try and kill one of the next dice, and that'll mill a card. If you mill another agenda, then you can move it. But it looks like you're just proactively...
Yeah, so he knew that was a Jackson Howard just because, why would
ABT.
I run an ABT like that? So recklessly, and unnecessarily. So he ran it just to kind of get rid of it. Just definitely a good play. And setting up some more econ here with daily casts. So all the Jacksons are gone out of the game forever.
So now it's a real, true core set match because any cards that go into archives, you're not getting out.
Yeah, and no archive memory. So maybe I want to over advance a Vitruvius here just to play it safe.
Insurance.
Because at this point, he's kind of locked out of the servers. It's going to be hard for him to, I think, effectively get into servers and access cards. He might just kind of turn into crazy noise, explode all the viruses mode.
It certainly happened.
I know I'm sitting on that successful demo. So this is the thing about successful demo. People say, "Oh, you know, it's situational. It's like it's if you can't play it, it's bad." But at the same time, I have 22 credits right now. I don't need successful demo.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like when I play successful demo, that's not my economy.
Right.
That's a part of my economy. That shapes a relatively small part of my economy, but an important part of my economy. Like the early game economy is really important.
And I think it's really cool because HB has both successful demo and peak efficiency, and I think peak efficiencies are
they cover
exactly
both ends.
Peak efficiency is super good late, and successful demo is super good early. So I think that's a really interesting.
Okay, so here's the Chicana play. So I installed and I advanced, and he requested that I do that a little bit slower. I think I did a little bit too fast on the ABT before. Didn't give him enough time to really think out if he wanted to do the Chicana last time. So this time, between the install and advance, he does install the Chicana. So, but I'm pretty certain that's the NAPD.
Yeah, most likely.
So I was just kind of trying to make it look like I was going to score Vitruvius or whatever. But I mean, in any case, that's the right place to score out agendas. Right. So
that's your scoring server.
I don't want to overwrite the Eve to try and score at an NAPD right now.
Yeah, no.
So Deep Thought sees Nigma. Enigma seeing a lot more play recently, that since the Yogg has kind of been pushed out of the meta a little bit.
I've also been seeing a lot of data pike, like a serious amount. Especially in Wayland. I've been seeing that.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I see it a lot in Blue Sun, especially.
Yeah. That credit hit's nice, and you have the money to res it. Because I think it's one more than Enigma, if I remember correctly. It's 4 versus 3. So.
Yeah, it's 4 to res. 4 to res, and lose 2 credits and the run.
Yeah, also,
I think
it's nice because with Enigma, sometimes they'll just run last click and they won't break that subroutine of the lose a click. But with Data Pike, they're going to spend 1. Yeah,
they can't ignore that thing. Well, against Wayland, that's usually not the smartest thing to do anyway. But some people play that way. These campaigns have just made money a non-issue.
Yeah, that was very nice. I mean, we did see Tim thinking about an imp, but I guess he was just assuming like, okay, he's gonna have money this game and. Just kind of.
Yeah, I think he was deciding between the Imp and the Deep Thought, and he went with Deep Thought, so that seems like a fine decision. Okay, so we got a couple advancements here.
So you're probably looking to get it to 4 advancements, or well, 5 now, because that's right. Yep. Okay. Cool.
That's the NAPD. Right. So that's 4 on the NAPD. So the Chicana and the SanSan cancel each other out.
Right.
And I have one more click. I think I install another agenda.
I mean, you have money to res the ice, and really the key is getting the advancement counters on it so that you can either score it on your turn or get it to the scoring number and then have a turn where you just clear virus counters and score it.
So I think that is probably a Vitruvius or an ABT that just went down, which means unless he gets another Chicana out, I'll be able to score it next turn.
Unless he moves counters to... Hive Mind, because it's at 4 right now, so if he moves 2 counters, that'll go to 6, which will make Chicana advancement requirement +2.
No, that's not how Chicana works.
Oh, is it? I am totally forgetting right now.
No, Chicana is just binary. Chicana's
on that's right.
Oh,
that's right. Yeah. It's not like...
No, Chicana would. I mean, it would be better, but. Yeah. It would probably be fine if it worked that way. I don't know. It would probably need like a higher install cost or something. But
that's right. Yeah, I kept thinking of those like every 3 that you see. Yeah.
Right. Then that would be more like the advanceable agendas.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So all right. So he's going into HQ. He has an SMC, so he could potentially go get something like a Yogg. All right. So he loses the click. I think he decides to just save his economy rather than. Investing a lot. You're getting into HQ right here.
I'll take the managed trigger. Alright, so I'll take a slow again.
Okay. So advancing. And I think I could have played the successful demo here.
Oh, is that?
So
what
I'm
you're
giving
thinking
him
about?
I'm giving him some time here to respond. He might want to use that SMC.
Right. Because then he would be able to stop you at least this turn.
Right. But at the same time, you know, unless he could get into that remote, then there's no real reason for him to just keep putting Chicanas on the table. Like, Chicanas are nice, but if your opponent can score in a remote, it's not really doing much. Oh, this part is really funny. So what's going on here is we're playing in a game store. You just saw some a person in the frame. We're playing in a game store. It's like 3 or 4 p.m., and so look, we're in the middle of this turn. I'm like, I'm going to advance or not advance. Look at the game state. And this woman comes up, and she's very friendly, but she's asking what we're doing. Like, what is going on here? Is this looks like an interesting game. And she's like asking questions, and I'm just trying to keep straight, like, what is going on in this game, while holding a conversation about, like, trying to explain to someone what Netrunner is.
That's pretty good.
So as my last click, I played successful demo. So what's going on there? Oh, so he does see the ABT. I don't know if he's getting that remote, but he does see an ABT on the deep thawed. I think I just put an APD in that remote and tried to make it look like I was going to score it out this turn, but to try and get another Chicana baited out, but he didn't take the bait.
Tim knows. Ooh, the Darwin.
Okay, Darwin.
So there's a mill, and he can go.
There is a mill.
So that's at 2 strength.
No, that Darwin. That's.
Oh no, sorry. I was talking about
5?
the next in front of archives.
Oh, the next. Yeah, the next bronze is 2
exactly.
strength. Yeah, and his Darwin is right now at 5.
Right.
I believe is how
that's
that works
1
out.
because of Grim, the Grim token plus 4
1.
on
Yep.
Hive.
Exactly. Yeah, and right now I don't know if it ever really makes sense for me to wipe virus counters, because what he can, well, I guess it would set him back a little bit. He would get another one on Darwin, and then he'd have 2 virus spring ground to move over to Hive Mine. Yeah, I mean, it could be a good play. I think he's trying to decide if he wants to try and go into the remote.
Yeah, that's a lot. He has. I know he's got 4 ones right underneath the Grim. I don't know what his fingers are on though. I don't know if that's a 5 and a 1.
So he has a total of 6.
It's just ones. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think those are just.
So
ones.
that would
yeah, they're the
be
bronze.
4 for the next. That's rezzed. Yeah, no
Yeah.
way.
Well, he might. Yeah, I don't know exactly what he's thinking right now, but he's definitely counting things up. And all right, so he just plays I've had a worse. Probably looking for some more econ. He's pretty well set up now. He really does just need econ. Cyber feeder. So cyber feeder will feed Darwin if he needs it, and will help pay for Darwin. But I am threatening the win right here. I mean, if this is a 5-3, then he passes a turn and that's game.
That'll do it.
I don't know if there was much he could have done about that if it's not like a stim hack.
Such a good card.
But even then, yeah, stim hack's great. All right, so starting the advancements again. Okay, so that is just a Vitruce. Ooh, I should have over-advanced that.
Yeah, if you were already advancing, unless you were... Oh, yeah.
Well, okay. I think I want to install advance here.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Is that right? I think I have one click
you
left.
advanced once, installed for click 2. Yeah.
Yep. So, one line of play would have been just to keep advancing the Vitruvius and get more tokens, but... okay. And he knows that I drew an ABT, or did he might have milled the ABT with the Darwin.
Yeah, that was the whole... Yeah, that's why I was saying, because we were debating if he was going to go into archives, because he had a reason to, and he had the money, so...
I see. I missed that, but yeah, you're right. Yeah, but he's probably right to just wait on that because
there's no.
Oh, and I'm just now realizing the deep thought noise synergy with the play a virus once deep thought shows you an agenda.
Yeah.
Okay, that has just been going right over my head this whole game. I'm thinking and that's like why I put the Ishi in front of R&D. Is I'm thinking I don't know. I think I saw deep thought at that
It's
point.
like you know when to mill. And I just thought about this too, where Shaper has deep thought, but don't they also have Lady in the Red Dress, which kind of allows them to
just see the card in both turns? Is that how that works?
I can't.
Or do they both trigger on the runner's
right?
turn?
That's what. Yeah. Huh.
If they both trigger on the runner's turn, then they just can't. Like Lady in the Red Dress has precedence.
Yeah,
basically.
I just thought that was interesting. But thinking about it.
Okay, so he parasites the next silver, killing it instantly because it was a strength like -2 or -3.
Oh, that's
because
right.
of the hive mind.
Yeah. It's the parasites.
And that also milled a card. I think we got the mill.
And that was Agsec, if I remember correctly.
Oh, yeah. That one of Agsec.
That's so good.
I'm a big fan of that one.
Because even trashing one program, if they think it's an NAPD, is so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I get people with that occasionally, and then it also acts as like, baiting them in on a remote run to spend money, and then if they trash it, they have to consider that I might have 3 of them.
Mind games. Classic. Classic Netrunner.
No. Yeah,
16 to Scorch, 7-4 Punitive.
Ooh. Okay, so he is SMCing for a Parasite to just blow up the Eli immediately. And mill a card. Okay, so this is noise is starting to get silly here.
There we go. Let's get a mill train going.
I'm not sure what click this is, but he's at 2 credits here. I think I'm deciding if I want to res here.
Oh.
Ooh, Ichi2. That's the second Ichi2.
Yowza. That's hot.
So Darwin can break one of the subs.
Yeah.
Subs are trash a program, trace 3 for brain damage and attack.
Man. That's a tough one.
Yeah. Okay. So he can't break them, or is choosing not to. So he's realizing that if he lets both these subs fire, then
Okay, so he spends the 2.
I'd be able to just wipe his whole rig.
Exactly.
Yeah. So he pays 2 to save his Jin. Which I definitely would have still trashed the hive mind because that was powering those 2. And that is an Ash. He can't trash the Ash. And that's an ABT, and that is the game.
Go. Look at that.
So that remote got totally exploded.
I know.
At the end,
It was a self-destruct.
Yeah, it was a noise destruct. Yeah, but it did its job. It did its job.
It was cool.
Yeah, I've had fun playing against noise. Like it requires sort of innovative play. Like he's going to trash some amount of your cards. Like hopefully you're not depending on any particular cards in your deck because you're probably not going to have them. And I think we both had pretty strong starts, but I especially had a really strong start. And that architect installed 2 Adonis campaigns, I think.
I think it was just one. I think he manually installed the other one. But even then, like, that was completely worth it. Plus, it discouraged early running, whereas, like, if you had just had one next dice and he parasited and then kept going, that would have been really, really bad. But Architect can't be destroyed, so.
Right. Yeah, I don't think he got through that Architect the rest of the game. I don't think he got into R&D.
Remember, there was the Ichi too, so there was a big stop sign for a large portion of the game.
Right. Yeah. That is the game. Any last thoughts?
No. I just I think it's a really exciting time for Netrunner. I think we're seeing a lot of very cool decks that are, used in all of the different factions, and I think I'm really excited to be able to play right now at a time where things are happening and cool.
And that just reminds me that I don't think I drew into the cyber decks. There's one cyber deck in that deck. I don't think I got.
Hurt. But
yeah,
that's good stuff.
Oh well, so it goes. Yeah, I definitely agree with your assessment there. That the meta is just such a weird spot right now. It's so strange and wonderful to play.
Yeah, no, I've definitely am the most excited about Netrunner right now than I have been in quite a while.
Mm. And we have SanSan on the horizon. Regionals come up. It's good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Thanks again, Andrew.